Welcome to UrbanHood, your learning platform. Urban Food Alliance services the needy in our neighborhoods.
So the next slide that I'm going to talk about is support and resistance. So what is support, right? Support is the price level where buyers come into the market and start buying. And when the price falls, at some point, the people will believe that it has fallen too much and the prices are at an attractive level. So people jump in and they start buying. Since the price is too low, people will want to buy in order to make a profit when the price goes back up. So when there's a level at which there are a lot of people who are interested to buy the stock, so that is called as support. And what is resistance is? It's the opposite of support. The resistance is the price level where people believe that the stock is like high and they will sell at that price. So when the price rise, at some point people will believe that the stock has risen too much and it's expensive. So they start booking profits, right? So that is called as resistance. So support is where you buy the stock and resistance is where you sell the stock. So this is a classic example that Sai had put in. So here if you see, like once it reaches this level, say for example this is 100 and this line is 200. So once it reaches 100, the buyers jump in and then they push it up. And then if you see, they push up till the point when it goes to 200, and when it goes to 200 then the sellers jump in, right? And then they try to push it back. So this particular example, this is a range bound chart, right? The stock is trading range bound. It's like going down. I mean, ideally you will you will not see all the time this case, but there will be times when you will see this particular scenario where the stock is range bound and it's trading between these lines. Okay, so that was the support and resistance. I'll open trading view and show you an example. Um, okay, so this is Google. So the way I'll suggest you start is so um you need to create a account in trading view. You can create it for free, and once you log in, you can add tickers here to make a watch list and add tickers here. And then once you have a ticker, like right now I have opened Google chart. So the way you can draw support and resistance is squeeze it as much as possible. And then what you do is here you select this horizontal bar. Here you'll have your trend line or you'll have horizontal line. You have like all sorts of different things. You may or may not use them. So for now, I'm using this horizontal line. And once you have squeezed this chart, like see what visually you have to see what is the level from where the stocks are like either going up or going down, right? So the first level that I see is the first one will be definitely your high of all time high, which is this level. Then after that, um, the next level that I see, which is visually easily seen, is this level, right? Because here when the stock touched this level for the first time, from here it was pushed down. That means there are a lot of sellers sitting at this price level, which is 1584, 1585. And then once here it took off, then it was pushed up till here, right? And then after that, the next level that I see is this one, right? Because from here it was pushed down, and then again there was some struggle here. If you see, once it crossed this level, it was pushed up. So there was again some struggle at this price because and again this like one important thing that you need to know about support and resistance is if you are coming from below and hitting a resistance, this line is a resistance. But the same thing, once you cross this line and then come back down, so the same line is going to act as support now. Right, you have to see like where are the maximum touches, right? So like this you can just visually see and draw the lines. But again there are like two types of trend lines. Either you have your horizontal trend lines or you have your regular trend line, right, sloping trend lines. So here if you see, I can draw a trend line like this, and you have to adjust it such that there are maximum touches, right? Yep. So for example, if you see here, this particular channel was created. So since March, like if it was hitting this trend line, it was going up. It was hitting this trend line, coming down. Again, hitting this trend line, there are buyers here going up. Again, sellers here, either coming down or consolidating. Again, going up like that. So this is the way you draw your trend lines and your supports and resistances. Is there any doubt in this?
So is the pattern kind of repetitive across, like, so that's one trend line
Okay,
vertical
I'm
that we
not sure
saw?
if the patterns are covered in basic, technical or advanced, but then there are certain patterns that you need to know. And once you know the patterns, it will be like very easy for you to draw the lines. For example,
Okay.
here, this is just a parallel channel, right?
Mhm.
And so if you see like this particular thing here, I'm drawing these lines here, right? So if you see, this is like a megaphone pattern here, right? So it came out of this channel, it created a megaphone. So it came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, right? So there are like a lot of patterns. I'm not sure if it will be covered in this
Mhm.
or advanced
Okay.
class, but if you know the patterns, it will be like very easy for you to draw the trend lines.
It
But
will
for
be in
now,
advanced classes.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it won't be in these classes. It will be in
Okay.
advance.
Okay. Thank you, Sai. Yeah. So once you know this, for now, just understand, and I would suggest start drawing by using the horizontal trend line, because that's like very easy. And once you do that, then you can eventually go and, practice your other trend lines, sloping trend lines. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, I actually forgot to cover one more point. So when I said support, right? So your support is two types. One is your trend lines, and the other support is dynamic support. So what is dynamic support is, it can be either your moving averages or your VWAP, right? So for example, let me show you this NVDA chart here. I will add indicator and say moving average. And here I'll change it to 20-day moving average. And I want this line to be a little thick so it's easily visible. And yeah, so if you see, this 20-day moving average is acting as like a perfect support here. Whenever the stock touches this 20-day moving average, it's pushed up. It again, whenever it comes down, again it goes up, comes down, it's pushed up. So this is your dynamic support. And again, there is something called as VWAP, which is nothing but volume weighted average price. So
Viva will be in
oh,
advance
sorry.
again.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just wanted to show the
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah.
um, dynamic support. So, and then your VWAP will be useful when you go for like minutes time frame. So if you see, most of the time the stock is touching the VWAP, going down, trying to touch the VWAP, going down. Once it goes up, like it comes down, takes support, pushed up, like that. So these are your supports and resistances. Is there anything else that we are covering, Sai?
So the indicators will come in the next class.
Yeah.
So all the indicators like MACD, RSI, moving averages, everything will go in the next class.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, so the prices went below the support and above the resistance, right? Like the previous chart that you were showing. It's
Okay.
not like price would stop at the support. going down, but this, so it's all these lines that you drew,
Mm-hmm.
one was support, one was resistance. It
Mm-hmm.
was not like when it touches the support, it's not going below the support.
See, the price, if it is like coming from the top and touching this line, right? So this line should become support. But the same thing, if the price is going from below and touching this line, it becomes resistance. But the same thing coming from top, it becomes support. Like here you have seen that, like this is where it has respected that. So from here it came from the top, and then this line acted as support, and then it was pushed up, right? But here, the same line, if the stock is coming from below, it's going up, and this acted as a resistance. From here it's pushed down.
Mm.
From here it's pushed down. So if you see this particular line, let me change the color of this line. So if you see this red line, right? So this red line here, it is acting as resistance, right? Because the stop is coming from below, touching this line, and then because this acting as resistance, it's going down. But the same red line here, from here the stock is coming and touching the red line, and because now this line has become support, it's being pushed up.
Okay.
So apparently we have to always look back towards the previous data to draw our support. So
Yeah.
that's what our baselines are.
Yep.
Okay.
Naina, I don't know if this will be covered or not, but sometimes there will be some new stocks, right? So then for those, how would you kind of create support and resistance for those?
No, so you will not have enough data for new stocks. You need at least, so for example, if you are considering 20-day moving average, right? So you need to have at least 20-day of data. Without 20-day, it's not going to calculate the 20-day moving average, right?
Okay.
So for example, okay, okay. So can you tell me some stock which is like lemonade, LMND? Okay. So here, this is there since like couple of months, right? So here, if I go to uh, let me add a moving average.
Snowflake is another one.
So this
that,
is 9-week moving average. So if you see the initial 9 months, right, till this point, you don't have this line. It's starting from this point. Did you see this blue line?
Mhm.
So because we are drawing a 9-week moving average, right? And it's the chart is weekly chart. And since it requires at least 9 weeks of data, 9 previous points, and till this point it doesn't have the 9 previous point, right? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at this point is when it will have the average of all the previous 9 points. So that is where it will start to draw this line here. So we need at least some data to see your technicals.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website, urbanhood.org, and join our community at meetup.com and look for financial freedom for you. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.